Okay, so good morning. Welcome to today's talk. Now, you're either going to be watching this live or you'll be watching this as a recording. Welcome either way. It's about signing up to the Pathway program as a student or even a teacher in a school. Also finding out, what does the Pathway program offer you? Why is it useful? What is the point in signing up to the website? And I'm going to show you a little bit about those functionalities. This morning's talk is to the southwest of England. So we're looking at areas such as obviously the west of England, the heart of the southwest. So we're looking at those areas like we've got Cornwall, the Isles of Scilly, we've got Devon, we've got west of England as well, so areas like Bristol are included. I know we've got schools tuning in that are in the where are we? West of England, so in the Berkshire area as well, which is fantastic. I know Upton Court Grammar is on, which is brilliant. So why are we here? What are we going to talk about, and why is it specifically positioned to your area? And I'll explain a little bit about that, because the Pathway program, we are across the whole UK. But because we're across the whole UK, we don't want students to think that opportunities only exist in cities like London. We work with companies to give opportunities all the way across the UK. As we go through the talk, you're going to see this QR code right here on your screen all the time. And that QR code, if you scan it with your mobile phone, so you're going to take your iPhone, you take your camera, and then you hover over the picture and you press QR code, you will see that it takes you straight through to the sign up page. Okay, so it looks like that. Or you can type in pathwayctm.com/register. Okay, so that's going to be on there all the time. So if you relate this, if you're watching this recording, if you're paying this to students, whatever it might be, scan that with a mobile phone and it takes you through. Even as a teacher, it can take you through, because it will take you to the website, and then you can take one step back and do pathwayctm.com register and sign up as a teacher, or even sign up your school. So who am I? My name is Max. I'm the outreach manager. I look after all of the outreach for schools. Some of you guys I would have seen already because we did outreach last year. So my job is to go into schools virtually and present sessions about how to write a CV, how to think about what options there are as a school leaver, how to understand your strengths as a student, but also how to prep for interviews, how to prep for assessment centres. Okay, so that's what I do, and my team runs the student support. Okay, and we'll get a little bit more into that. So that's me. That's who I am. Let's talk about what Pathway can do for you. And I'll say that in a minute, once we've looked at this in the website, we're going to meet some employers and we're going to meet an apprentice as well. Hopefully, I can see I can see that Jacob has just joined. Jacob, I'm going to move you over to a panelist so that we can see you and hear you. And welcome. And don't worry, relax. Your bit's not yet, but once we get there, you'll know about it, and then I'll introduce you, Jacob. Okay. So what can the Pathway program do for you? Why is it good for students? Why is it good for teachers? Why is it good for schools? Well, for students and teachers, it is free, okay, especially for students. When you sign up, you get access to all of our events, and I'll show you what that means. You get access to online resources about employability skills, those things I was talking about, how to write a CV, what options are there as a school leaver, also how to pass an interview, how to pass an assessment centre, how to prep a cover letter, how to do a LinkedIn profile. We cover all of those areas, okay? Through that, the events that we do insight events, and we've got some coming up, and we've also got work experience opportunities as well. What are those work experience opportunities? Well, we're going to be doing work experience virtually with a lot of the companies that we work with, and we're going to be doing work experience in person as well with some of them as things open up and as we get a little bit more comfortable. Some companies want to go back to doing them physically, which we will do. And then there's prizes and there's competitions and more. What does that mean, though? I'm going to bring up our website. So as a student or even as a teacher, you sign up to the Pathway website. You sign in, but when you sign in as a student, you tell us what you're interested in. So we will ask you questions about what your name is, but we'll ask you about what areas you're interested in. Are you interested in technology? Are you interested in HR, construction? Is it project management? Is it finance, law, accountancy? Auditing? We ask you what sectors you're interested in, and then we can tailor the information for you. Why is that important? Because when you tell us, what we're doing is we're putting the future in your hands. So you're getting the power to decide what to do with your future. What does that mean? So as a student, you would sign up and you tell us what you're interested in. Let's say you are interested in either engineering or any type of engineering, or even it could be project management, as we're about to find out. And we know that you're in the southwest of England. If we're running an event that is relevant to you and your choices, we will email you directly to let you know about that event and invite you, and it's free. So as a student, it's free. What we're doing there is your teachers do a fantastic job of trying to work out what is going on in the labour market, what do my students need, but also doing their day job as well, which is teaching you guys and making sure that that you guys are being taught well and everything is marked and up to date. So they have a lot to do. It's very difficult for teachers to then go in and talk to different companies. And that's what we do instead. So we talk to the companies, we speak to all of the people that we work with, we get that labour market information and we can get it directly to you as a student. So you don't have to go via your teacher. It's great that you do, but you've got to realise that it's very difficult if we're always telling teachers, oh, don't forget, we've got an event going on tonight, which is this, this and this. Could be construction. Then your teacher has to think, well, who's interested in construction? And then get the information to you. But because you've told us, we'll tell you directly. And it's putting the power into your hands, your future, you're making the choices. And maybe you can invite your parents along. So look, this is the Pathway website. So when you log in, let's have a look at some of the employability stuff, some of those skills that we were talking about. Okay, so if you've got modules here, so when you click on learn, you'll go to the modules, okay? And you can see module 1, my knowledge, yeah? So you can go along and you can see, okay, you've got, once you log in and you say, take this module, you come down and you click on school leaver options and it gives you different quizzes about apprenticeships, degree apprenticeships, university sponsored degrees, and there's videos on each one, videos from professionals about each single section. And then there's materials. You can see different materials, different blogs, different YouTube videos that we've got. All of these things will help you to see different bits. But then you could look at qualifications within different sectors or understanding my strengths, okay? There's a few different modules. There's CVs, there's LinkedIn. So if you look at my interview and assessment toolkit and you say, take this module, when you come down, create an action plan for your future. What do I want to do? Where do I want to go? Maybe you've got an assessment center or an interview coming up, whether it be for a part-time job or an apprenticeship. And actually we'll find out from our 2 apprentices about their journeys and what they did, okay? So let's find out. So when you click on Mastering the One-to-One Interview, there's videos, again, there's information about it, and then you've got materials. And it takes you to different things about the STAR technique, how to answer questions, YouTube videos with professionals about interviews and what to do. So that's your learning section. We talked about events. You've got events on this page here, and you can see all the events that we've got coming up in the future. Okay, so for example, tonight we've got Women in Tech and Accounting with PwC. And as a student, you can see that you'll have said you're interested in finance or tech or accounting. We'll have emailed you about it and you can sign up. You can click on it, you can view the event, you can see what it's about. Why would I want to join it? It's for women, it's for tech and accounting. And it's also going to talk about their Flying Start program. You might think, well, what's the Flying Start? Well, come along and find out. Meet the people from PwC. You'll meet apprentices from PwC. You'll meet graduates from PwC, and you get to ask those questions yourself. Okay, so you click register, and that takes you through. And you can have a look at all the different events that we're doing. So if I was to say, for example, if we look forward, we've got all of the regional talks I'm doing across the UK. But then next week, we've got Careers in Water with Severn Trent. Okay, let's go and find out what that's about. Maybe you want to come along to that. Careers in Construction with BPTW. Who the hell is BPTW, you're probably thinking? Well, those are the events, but if you click on our employers tab, you can go and have a look. You can come down, you can see, okay, there's a profile for BPTW. You click their profile, you see who they are, you see what they do, they work in construction, okay? There's a video about them. And then you can see more about their opportunities, their live events, and you can watch the videos, okay? But for example, today, we've got 2 employers with on there, BT and the Dyson Institute. And again, you go to the employer profiles, you can see about BT, same thing. Who are they? What do they do? You can watch a video about their apprentices and graduates. And again, when are their live events? When are their opportunities open? Okay, and it's the same for the Dyson Institute. We've got a page for them too. We have a page for every employer that we work with. So as a student, you can start to look at these different employers and say, well, who's good for me? What makes sense? Who doesn't make sense? Am I interested in that? When are their events? But then also, when are their opportunities? Okay, and again, the Dyson Institute will tell you about them. Okay, tells you what they offer. You've got a wonderful video about the Dyson Institute as well. So that's all there. And as a student, you have access to all of this. As a teacher, if you sign up, you have access to all of this as well. Okay, it's not just for students, it's for teachers as well. You'll see that information and you can use it. The opportunities tab, as opportunities open. So for example, if a work experience opportunity opens, if a summer work experience or a half-term work experience opens, which is a physical one with that company, it will be displayed there. If an apprenticeship role opens, whether it be level 2, level 4, 5, 6, and 7, whatever it may be, an apprenticeship, degree apprenticeship, that opportunity opens with any of our companies, you'll see it there. And as a student, you can go to it and you can see it and you can apply that way. And when you do apply that way, it'll take you through to the website of the company. But when we know that you've applied, I run an application clinic for you when you go to apply, so that I can help you get your CV together and your cover letter together and get a good application in. Then once you've applied, I will run a recruitment clinic for all students that will then be about, what does this interview look like? What does the assessment center look like? And I can prep you for all of that so that you're better prepared, because I work with those companies to find out what they're looking for and what their processes look like, so I can help people understand what they're about to face and prepare for it. I can't make you pass it, but I can make you prepare for it. That's all on our website for students, and it's there for teachers as well. You know, you've got the employer profiles, you've got the events. Check them out. You'll see them all the time. Which events do I want to go to? And student events we run in the evenings, not during school time, because there's no point doing it during school time because students can't come. The recordings will always be available. And if you go to our watch tab as a student or a teacher, you have a video library. Okay. There's more. There's almost 100 videos so far. We'll be up to 160 by the end of this week as well. So you'll see all these videos with different brands, different sectors, different sections, okay? And you can look at industry sectors, you can look by employers, you can look by employability skills, okay? So all of those videos are on there for you to then be able to look at. Some are an hour long, some are 4 hours long because they're virtual work experiences. And all that information is there. Teachers, we invite you along to specific teacher events too. We're going to be running teacher breakfasts throughout the year, breakfast/afternoon tea throughout the year, where we're going to invite some teachers to meet brands where they can ask questions. We'll hand you out a cupcake and a cup of tea as well. Even though it's done virtually, we'll deliver it to you as a teacher. But there's also events for parents. So if you're a student watching this and you're thinking, okay, this is great, but my parents need to find out about this too, show them the website, get them to sign up, get them to our parent and teacher influencer events where they get to meet brands, they get to meet us, and they get to ask questions. That is the website. So as a student or as a teacher, why would you want to sign up? Why? Because you have access to all these fantastic things. As a student, you take the power in your own hands and you go and do your own research and find out, answer those questions that you had, and let's see what the answers are. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to meet our apprentices. And I know that Jacob, you've just joined, and I'll give you a minute to settle. Don't worry. I'm going to go with Jay first. So basically, our 2 apprentices that are on this morning are from the southwest of England. They're based there at the moment, and we've asked them specific questions. But Jay, I'm going to welcome you first. You work for BT. Tell me a little bit about you. I know we asked you to prepare some stuff. So tell us, who are you? What do you do? Where do you come from? Or what are you doing? And what are you going to achieve?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, hi everyone. So I'm Jay and I'm a second year Chartered Management degree apprentice at BT. So I'm really excited to be here and share my experience, and I hope this is helpful for you. So just a bit about what I was doing before I joined BT. I was studying my A-levels. I studied business, IT and health and social care. And then I knew that I wanted to go on to further education and study at degree level. So I looked into various paths to university, and I just didn't kind of find anything that suited me. So I was looking down the apprenticeship route then, looking on a lot of company websites to find apprenticeships, and I think the website you've just shared there, and that is great, and that's something I would have loved when I was in school, and I think that that's so helpful because all the information is there for you, so it saves a lot of that time kind of trolling through websites trying to, you know, find the best fit for you. So yeah, that's a bit about what I was doing before.
Fantastic. So, like you said it yourself, thank you for saying it's great that the website resources are there. And that's exactly why it's there. It's to help students themselves think about this stuff. So when you were choosing your apprenticeship, was it difficult to find information? Did you find it easy? And do you feel like you have made the right decision? And is there anything that you wish you knew then that you knew now?
Yeah, so I think that definitely being a year into my apprenticeship now, I know I've made the right decision. I've really enjoyed my time. Even if it's been working from home, it's been a really positive experience. And I think that, yeah, it was quite hard to find information at the time. I think when I was looking for apprenticeships, I didn't really know how to go about it. So it was just a case of looking on, companies that I knew and looking on their websites and just finding the best fit for me. So I think kind of something I wish I'd known back then is just to explore every path as well. That I think for so long I had my heart set on going to university and going down that route, and actually when I looked into it I thought, do you know what, an apprenticeship suits me more. So I think that just I wish I'd kind of scoped out those paths a little bit earlier than I did.
And that's good to hear. And the point of this and the point of the Pathway program as well is for you students and you guys trying to decide for your future. I mean, our program is open for years 9 to 13, and year 9 may seem early, but it's not about choosing then what degree or what degree apprenticeship do I want to do. It's about choosing or finding out about yourself and what your strengths are, what it could align to, where can it take you, and what things excite you and interest you, and what career could be available. Because it's very difficult to sit as a student, and we'll find out from Jacob in a second as well, that as a student to think, well, there's thousands of opportunities, but what are they? Where are they? What am I doing? Because it can be overwhelming, and that's why we want to help you break it down. And we will invite students to all of our events, and you can meet companies. For example, you could go on an event with BT and say, okay, I thought they were a great company, but they don't sit right with me. They are good, but they're not my type of company. But that's good, because then you find out what you don't like. And Jay, when you think about that, like you looked at both university and apprenticeships, and you said that you would have wished it would maybe a little bit earlier, you would have done your research. What was it about, like, ultimately, why did you think apprenticeships was better for you?
Yeah, so I think for me it was just, so I'm doing a 4-year rotational program, so I get to sit in 4 different departments at BT throughout my time in my apprenticeship, which is just great experience. And even in my first year, the middle of this year, I had the opportunity to be heavily involved in the management of a project, that was being delivered to real life customers. And I think that in that process there is just so much stuff that I learned that I don't think could be taught in a classroom. And even though I do attend university once a week, you use the learning from that and you can apply it, and I think it's just a great experience, and it just kind of consolidate that learning.
And that's the thing as well. And as students, you have to go and find this out for yourselves. But we're putting the information in front of you so that you can then make better informed decisions. And I've spoken to students who have looked at apprenticeships and they've said to themselves, this looks a bit too much. Maybe 4 days working and 1 day at university is too much for me, and I'm not sure I can handle that. So I'd rather go to university. And that's your choices. But it's about having the power to make those choices and finding out what companies, because potentially you could look at a company and say, as a graduate, that's where I want to go. Okay. And Jay, just one last thing. You are based in the southwest of England, right? You grew up there? You work there now?
Yeah. So I'm based in Bristol for work, and I live just outside Bristol in Chepstow. So yeah, it's an easy commute in. And I think that's another thing to point out, is there is so many opportunities open in so many different areas. I think that a lot of the apprenticeships I saw and are London based, but if you look, there are apprenticeships open in so many different places and just amazing programs there for you.
Absolutely. And that's why we've got BT and the Dyson Institute with us this morning, helping launch the program in the southwest of England, because that's where their opportunities are. They have opportunities across the UK, but actually they have opportunities in your guys' area. And to Jay's point, you grew up there, you're working there, you don't need to move out of your area. Not everybody wants to move out where they grew up and lived. I went to university in Exeter and I grew up in London, but that's because I wanted to get away from my parents and live a little. But not everybody's like that, and this is a fantastic opportunity. Jay, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Jacob,
thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome, Jay. No worries. Good morning, Jacob. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Very good. Very good. Yeah, absolutely perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Okay, so Jacob, you're obviously representing the Dyson Institute. Same questions I know that we put to you as we did to Jay. So tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're doing. Go for it.
Yeah, okay, so I'm Jacob. I'm originally from Frome, and I went through Frome College. I don't know if anyone on the call is from there, but it's in Somerset in the southwest, where you're all from as well. At A-level, I studied further maths and physics, because the Dyson Institute is an engineering degree apprenticeship. So how it kind of works is it's a 4-year-long course, and you spend 2 days a week at university doing university-style teaching with lectures and exams and coursework, and then 3 days a week you're in the workplace. And the work that we're doing in the workplace is actual sort of engineering project work, and they treat you as if you've already graduated for a large number of the projects. And it's at Dyson, so hence the Dyson Institute. And they're most famous for, I guess, their vacuum cleaners, and more recently, some of the personal care category, like the Supersonic, the hairdryer. I get family members that come up to me and they're like, "Oh, the hairdryer, like so good." And yeah, so in the first 2 years, you move around and do 6 months in different projects, different teams around the business, all to do with research, design, and development, because that's the engineering side of things. And then in the last 2 years, you choose where you want to be for the workplace. So I've currently chosen to go into the new concepts team. So we're developing the new ideas like right at the start. I really enjoy it because it's a chance to like just play around and have a go with loads of new ideas. But lots of people like the development stages as well. And in terms of the degree apprenticeship itself, it's a really great chance to spend the first 2 years learning general engineering, and then you can choose which stream you'd like to go into, which was for me one of the big reasons why I liked coming here, because with engineering, you usually have to choose very early on which kind of engineering you want to do. And if you've never done anything like that before, you have no clue. So the first 2 years you do general, and then you can become electronic, hardware, software, you can do mechanical, or you can be like me and you can like all of them and go straight down the middle with electromechanical. That was actually what my degree was for. So I was going to go to University of Bath to do integrated mechanical and electrical engineering. And I was swayed towards here because of the degree apprenticeship side of it means that I don't have to wait those 4 years to go straight into the workplace. Like you have about 2 or 3 weeks of induction where they teach you about what it's all about at the Dyson Institute, and then you're straight into workplace, straight into a team, and you get the chance to sort of start working and doing, and then you can apply that learning right away. And not have to wait a whole 4 years before you can actually learn. And it does come in handy. Like I did a work team, and a part of my coursework clicked when I was there, and I previously had no idea what it was all about. So during university, I probably would have spent the whole of that time being puzzled, but just seeing it actually applied was really useful. So that's sort of how it works here. I guess one of the other big perks is, as I'm sure many of the apprenticeships, is it's salaried as well, and the degree is paid for by Dyson. So it's effectively like an employment where I also gain my degree through the 4 years and 4 years of work experience. So for me, that was really appealing over university because I don't have any student debt, and also I don't have to sort of work alongside university or have to wait 4 years to actually work in the sort of business style and engineering capacity that I'd like to work in like right away.
Fantastic. And as well, Jacob, obviously you were looking at university, you looked at apprenticeships. The whole point that students, what I want you to understand is that through the insight events that you come to and the work experiences that you do, you'll find out information about apprenticeships, degree apprenticeships, and like those companies and degrees that are available as well in those areas. You'll meet university graduates, you will meet apprentices, and it's down to you guys to make your choices. But we're trying to put information in front of you. And you said it yourself, Jacob, you were considering university, but then you decided on the degree apprenticeship route. Having that information when you were 16, 17, did that help you to feel more comfortable with the decision that you were making?
Yeah, definitely. It was really useful going around and seeing all the different options. I did all of the university open days. I went through I did UCAS. I held my offer, and it was really useful to have that. And actually, I guess that's another thing to bring up. The Dyson Institute isn't through UCAS, as many of the apprenticeships are either, which means that you can apply for UCAS and here, and then you can decide between the two later on. You don't have to worry about it being one of your options. You can literally do it alongside, and that means that you have the two routes you can choose later on. And I'd say it's definitely worth applying.
Absolutely. And interesting you say that, because there's a vast majority of apprentices that I speak to that are doing degree apprenticeships, that in their research and trying to work out, am I going to go and work for a company and get my degree with them, or am I going to go to university and get my degree? They've done both. Like you, Jacob, they've applied for the UCAS route and applied to university and applied to degree apprenticeships as well. And when you apply to a degree apprenticeship, you apply to more than one normally. And they've done both, and they've actually received the grades for their offer at university. And what some have done is they've received their offer from university and then deferred it for a year. So they hold their place and then go and do the degree apprenticeship for a year to say, let's see if this works for me. And if it doesn't, I've got my university offer to fall back on. And most have then gone on to stay with a degree apprenticeship, but you can do that. And that's what we want to show and inform students about, is that these options are available. So let's help you find them and make those choices. So that was your choice, Jacob, to go to do the UCAS route and the degree apprenticeship route. Obviously, it's worked out for you. You're on the degree apprenticeship. I'm going to ask Jay, did you do the same? Because I saw you nodding in the background, or did you consider it?
So I didn't actually go through UCAS. In the end, I decided that university wasn't kind of the thing that I wanted to go into. So I did just apply for degree apprenticeships. And I was applying in kind of when the pandemic was starting. So it was, a few apprenticeships were like closing and stuff. But yeah, I didn't actually go through UCAS at all. I just did the degree apprenticeship route.
Absolutely. And with some of the companies that we work with as well, they do sponsored degrees, which is actually different to a degree apprenticeship, but similar to a degree. And we work with companies that, all of the companies we work with have graduate roles, they have apprenticeship roles, and they have all of these different roles because they believe in both. And that's why we'll talk about both. And what's right for the students is they come and they get the information, then find out. But with those opportunities as well, and Jay just said it there, is about with apprenticeships and finding out that they were opening and then closing. Being part of the program, when you sign up to the website and you tell us what you're interested in, and then you start to come to these events, you can tell us and say, hey, I'm interested in the Dyson Institute. Well, we will do insight events over the year with the Dyson Institute, and I'm hoping I get to see Jacob again on another event later this year with the Dyson Institute, and maybe Jay, you'll do one with BT. Who knows? And the whole point is that students, you'll come along to that. And then once BT or the Dyson Institute opens their opportunity, we let you know in advance. We invite you to the application clinic that I run about how to get your applications prepped and looking good. And then you can apply. And once you've got your application in, I then run a session to prep you for the interviews, for the assessment centers. Again, I don't make students pass it, but I give you the information that you need. Okay, that's fantastic. It's been great to meet you two guys. Stick around because there may be some questions coming your way, probably from me, but hopefully from some students. But again, students, if you're watching this recording, listen to what Jay and Jacob have said. Listen to their experiences. You know, they were in your shoes not that long ago. And this is the information that they're giving you. And these are the kind of people that you will meet on our events, you will meet in our videos, and you'll meet through our website. Next section I want to show you is a video. And again, we're talking to some other, on this video, you're going to meet some other people who have been through the Pathway program and who have gone on to do other things. And they'll tell you about why they use the Pathway program and how they found it useful. And again, this is for students, for teachers. You can see how you can use this program as well and hopefully inspire some of your students. So let's have a look.
I had no idea what I wanted to do at leaving school.
I was pretty set on going to university because I guess all my family did it.
A lot of my friends wanted to go to university, but I knew that wasn't the right option for me.
I didn't really know what options were available. I was never really persuaded by university after A-levels because of the cost that it came with.
The idea of an apprenticeship was very unclear, but then Pathway actually came to my school and gave a presentation. And the more I was exposed to the insight days provided by Pathway, it became clearer and I became more certain that that was the route I wanted to take.
I didn't know anything about apprenticeships, so to gain these qualifications and to kind of further my education was great.
Through my apprenticeship, I gained a level 4 diploma in business and administration systems, and I didn't know that that was an option available to me before coming to the Pathway program.
I get a bachelor's degree in 3 years, the same as everyone else. But the difference is I finish with 3 years experience and a job, which is quite nice, and I don't get the debt.
If I didn't come through the Pathway program, I think apprenticeships really would have looked like the second option or a lower tier to university. But actually what I've seen is that apprenticeships can come on the same tier as university. You can get degree level apprenticeships.
I go to university once a week and the other days I'm at work, which means I actually live a bit of the university life whilst actually being paid to get my degree.
My advice to any students unsure about their future is to explore all options. Don't just go with what your friends are doing. Make sure you have a list of kind of options to choose from and do something that you enjoy, but also something that gives you that experience.
Pathway is a fantastic organisation. They really kind of pushed me, but in a positive way, making myself feel like I could actually do it, that it wasn't beyond my control or my ability to actually be successful.
When I was at sixth form, I felt really lost and I didn't know whether to go to university or what jobs to apply for. Through the help of attending Insight Days and filling out the online survey and using the website, I found out what roles were most suited to me.
I would encourage students to complete the Pathway online survey because it only takes 5 minutes and you have no idea what it's going to lead you to.
Okay, so you can see there, that's another video as well, speaking to other students about why they found the Pathway program useful. Now, if you are watching this recording, and also if you're live now, let me just tell you that up until the 29th of October, we're going to be running a program. So today, the date of this recording is the 28th of September. So we've got time. But if you're watching this recording and it's before the 29th of October, you can still enter this. And basically, we're giving away loads of equipment and loads of stuff. Okay, we're giving away loads of prizes. So we got some Ultimate Ears speakers. We've got AirPods from Apple. Tickets to work experience. We've got vouchers to send out as well from different places. We've got Beats by Dr. Dre headphones. So what is the giveaway about? Well, we're going to be doing the draw in 5 weeks, but like I said, the draw is up until the Friday, the 29th of October. So if you join before the Friday, the 29th of October, this is still valid. Okay, so these are all the different things that we're giving away. And all you have to do is literally go to pathwayctm.com/register, sign up, and you're in the draw. That's all you need to do. That's it, simple as that. Sign up and you're in the draw. We know who signed up when, and from yesterday all the way through to the 29th of October, anybody who signs up every week is in for a chance of winning a prize. And you could win a prize week 1, week 3, week 4, and week 5. There's no limit, okay? So go to pathwayctm.com/register and sign up. And that's what we want you to do now. So if you're watching this recording, or if you're in a classroom now, simple thing to do, like I showed you at the beginning, you can either go to the URL, which is that pathwayctm.com/register, or you take out your mobile phone. Let me do this. Take out your mobile phone, you get your camera on your phone, you just hover over the QR code, and then you tap where it says open QR code, and it takes you straight through to the sign up page. Okay, so you can do that either way. Once you get signed up, we get direct access to you. If you are watching this recording, you can ask me questions by emailing at student@pathwayctm.com. Having said that, on our website as well, there is a section where you can send in your questions. You can see the events, you can sign up for them, get yourself signed up to the events, come along, come and find out about the information for your future, what's going to be useful. You know, look what Jacob and Jay have just said to you and what their experiences were. Think about the opportunities that you might be missing out on by not coming to those events. Virtual work experience as well. We give out certificates and it is valid to put on your CV, on your LinkedIn profiles, which we can show you how to set up as well on one of our sessions. Those virtual work experience days, they involve pre-work, they involve working with the company during the session. They're usually during half term. They're really great and valuable experiences because you get to meet people from that company, you get to ask questions directly, you get to do work with them, and they'll give you feedback on the work that you do, whatever sector it might be. Okay, we're going to be doing loads of those things going on throughout the year. Teachers, if you're watching this, sign up and you get access to all of those resources, and we're going to have a specific teacher zone where you'll be able to see different videos that you can use during lessons, different materials that you'll be able to use during lessons as well, that come from employers that we will share with you guys. Okay, so whilst you guys are signing up, get yourself signed up. We'll see who signed up. You're in the draw for the prizes that we've got. Last two questions, or the last question I'm going to ask both Jay and Jacob. And Jay, I'm going to start with you. Any last tips or any last piece of advice that you give to students, whether they be 11, 12, 16, 17, that you wish, like I said earlier, that you wish you knew back then that you know now?
Yeah, I'd probably just say that kind of there's no like limit to apprenticeship. So if you're just coming out of year 11, there are opportunities open there. If you're coming out of sixth form, there's opportunities open there. And yeah, just make sure you're getting involved as much stuff as you can to put on your CV, to be able to demonstrate in your assessment centre. It all really helps. So anything you can get involved in now will help you a couple of years down the line if that's when you're applying.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that, Jay. I appreciate it. And Jacob, anything that you would say? Same question to you, basically.
Yeah, so basically, I think just look around and see what you'd like to do, and chances are there will be some form of apprenticeship or degree apprenticeship for it. It doesn't just extend to some occupational things. Like there's a lot of different degree alternatives out there that can be covered by an apprenticeship, and it's a really good route to go down if you're sort of not precious about having university experience in quite the same way. But I mean, I know personally, even though it's a degree apprenticeship, there's still a large aspect of the university lifestyle within it. It's not full university lifestyle, so you're not giving it up like entirely. You're not going straight into a job. You still get to live like a student, but you can do it in a much more sort of rewarding and with work experience way. So just have a look around and see if you can find it.
Fantastic, brilliant. And it's been fantastic to hear from you both. And what's really great, like I said, students, you guys, you're all based in the southwest of England. This is where these two guys are based as well. The experience that they're giving you is relevant to your area, and that's why they're here. And that's what we're talking about. Our program isn't just for certain areas of the UK and for certain students, it's for everybody. So get yourself signed up, come to our events. We'll see you on those. And I'm going to say thank you very much to Jay and to Jacob for coming along and giving your time, free time, to come along and do this, and for giving your information and preparing for it as well. Really, really appreciate it. So Jay, thank you very much. Jacob, thank you too.
Thank you very much for having us.
You're more than welcome. Thank you, guys. Well, look, I'm going to end the session. I'm going to end the recording as well. Those of you guys that are watching the recording, remember, up until the 29th of October, you've got a chance to still win those prizes. Get yourself signed up. Let's see you on events. Come along, and maybe during the year, you'll meet Jay and Jacob again if we get them on events for the Dyson Institute and for BT. So to everybody, have a good morning, and thank you very much for coming along today.